Do you follow through on your New Year's resolutions? Have you ever struggled with taking strong decisions or don't take decisions at all? In this video we're going to talk about how to get clear on what you want to decide, how to take a strong decision, and how to follow through on it. This is Jonas, and in this channel we talk about authenticity and personal growth. We provide tools and ideas to help you gain inner clarity, freedom, and fulfillment in your life. If you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing. So what I want to talk about today is how to take strong decisions and follow through on them. So first of all, why is it important to take a strong decision? So anything that you create in your life is based on a decision. And you can either consciously choose a decision and take strong decisions, or it's going to be very hard for you to create the things that you want in your life. So taking strong decisions is a really kind of foundation to build a life you want to create, to be able to choose what you want to have in your life and what you don't want to have in your life. I've taken a lot of strong decisions for quite some years now, and I've realized how important it is to really take strong decisions. I've taken a very strong decision in the beginning when I started to study, and basically to pass the first year and put all my energy, mental and emotional kind of energy into it, to like pass this first year and have good enough marks so I can do an exchange semester. Or I take a very strong decision to meditate every day, and so I've meditated daily for 7 years by now. And so there are a lot of things that I've really taken very strong decisions on and created a habit around it. And I've really realized how important it is to be able to take strong decisions, because that's how you're going to create something in your life. So then what are things you could decide on? For example, you could decide to start meditating daily. You could decide to start a business. You could decide to kind of like increase your friend circle, or you could decide you want to go do a trip around the world, or you could decide you want to learn a new language. Whatever you want to decide, just be aware anytime you take a decision that creation is you create something new, and being able to take strong decisions is what's going to give you this opportunity to do anything you want in your life. So then what I've learned in my own experience over the time is really I've kind of realized that there's some kind of process on how you can take a strong decision. So first of all, you have to be very clear on why you want to take a decision. So if you have something in mind, let's say you want to start meditating, so you have to be clear on why you want to do that. So for example, I want to start meditating daily because I know that it's going to give me a more calm or more peace, or feel more relaxed or more self-confident, or whatever. And then the second part is, how do you actually want to do it? So what does it actually mean? So be specific, kind of very specific. And so basically, do you want to do it every day? For how long? Let's say 20 minutes. Then when do you want to do it? Do you want to do it in the morning, or do you want to do it in the evening? And for how long do you want to do it? Basically, is this something you want to try out and want to do 30 days? You decide to do 30 days in a row, or you want to do it for 1 year, or you want to do it until you decide to change this decision. Basically for whatever long time. And so basically really get very clear on how exactly do you want to do it. Then the next part is, be aware of what are the consequences if you do that. For example, in the meditation case, like you want to meditate 20 minutes a day, the consequences are that maybe sometime in the morning you can't do it because you have to go to a very early appointment, or you decide not to do it, but then you have to do it in the evening. Are you going to do it in the evening, or are you going to do it at lunchtime? Or what happens if you go out at night and you drink all night and you get home drunk? What are you going to do? Are you going to meditate, or are you not going to meditate? And how are you going to do it? So be very clear on that. So are there exceptions, and what are exceptions that you want to accept, and what are exceptions that you don't want to accept? And just be very clear on how you want to exactly do that and what are the consequences. Because if you at some point realize, yeah, you kind of wanted to do it, but then you actually didn't do it because you weren't aware that there are some consequences, then you're going to fail and it's not going to work. So you have to be very clear on that. And then the next step is like, do a very strong ritual, do something to kind of build a huge amount of energy, like mental and emotional energy, to invest into that decision. So do whatever feels right for you. Maybe you are at home, you put on some music, you always write down your decision, and then maybe recite it, listening to music, or walk around in the nature or whatever, kind of do a dance or sing in nature or whatever you want to do. Just take your time and invest this energy into it, this emotional, mental energy into your decision, because that is what is going to create a very strong foundation for you to continue on this path, on this decision that you take. And be creative, really be creative. Whatever is right for you. Maybe it's you want to write it down a lot of times. Maybe you want to recite it. You want to walk around, recite it in your head. Maybe you want to construct something and place it somewhere in your room, something that represents this decision. Whatever it is, just be aware that the more energy you put into it, the easier it is to follow along. And then once you've put all this emotional, mental energy into it, and you start to do it, it's going to be so much easier for you to actually follow through on this decision. And then, especially in the beginning, but in general, keep on reinforcing this decision. Maybe do another little ritual, or maybe walk around and recite, this is what I want to do, or this is what I'm doing, and just really take this time and allow yourself to go really deep in investing a lot of emotional and mental energy into it. And so why do you actually have to put so much energy into it? The reason being is that whenever you encounter an obstacle on your path, following on through this decision, then this obstacle is going to take some energy for you to overcome. And if you don't put a lot of energy into this decision, then anytime you find an obstacle, you're just going to say, okay, no, I'm not going to continue. For example, one morning you wake up and you want to meditate and you're like, oh, I don't want to do it, I just don't do it. Because you didn't invest a lot of energy into it. Or if you want to start a business and first you realize you didn't find an investor, the first person didn't say, okay, I'm not going to invest in your business. And they're like, okay, forget about it. So you have to be very clear on the importance of how you really have to invest energy into it. And if you build this huge mountain of energy, of emotional, mental energy, and you encounter an obstacle, then it's going to take away a little bit of this energy of this whole mountain, and the next time it's going to take a little bit more and a little bit more. And anytime you find this obstacle, you have to invest a little bit of that energy that you invested in there into overcoming that obstacle. And the important thing to notice here is, the further you get along your path, the more it gets a habit, the more it actually gets established of a decision. Really, like, I know that this is my decision, I follow through on it, then the less energy it takes you to overcome obstacles. And if you put enough energy into this decision, then you're gonna get through this hard first kind of time of following through on that decision, which usually people quit in this time, because they put some energy in there, but it's not enough, and then there are so many obstacles, and then they just don't do it anymore. If you have this strong, huge mountain of energy, then it's almost impossible to find enough of an obstacle to really not follow through on it, And as I said, especially in the beginning, really reinforce that, really put more energy, and really be aware of this fact that the more energy you put into this decision, the easier it is going to be to follow through when obstacles are going to come up. And some other things that you can do that help as well is invest money. For example, if you want to do a meditation, basically start meditating, then basically maybe buy a meditation course, or sign up for a meditation course. Or if you want to build a habit around going to the gym, then sign up for the gym, or take a health coach. Or if you want to build a business, then maybe invest some money into your business. Or what you could also do is give some money to your friend and say, only give it back if I follow through my decision. That's one way you can that can help you as well. The other thing is invest time. So if you want to meditate and invest time, maybe to create a little nice space in your room to actually go and meditate. Or if you wanna do basically bodybuilding or fitness or whatever it is, then go and invest time in researching what is the best exercise for you or whatever. Just invest time into creating that thing. Or if you want to build a business, maybe invest time and build a prototype. So yeah, and another thing that can help as well is tell your family and your friends. If you tell it to someone else, that kind of somehow that peer pressure, or that fact that you know that other people know about your decision, is going to make it harder for you to not follow through, because you also have this kind of like, oh my god, that person knows it as well, and that person as well, and that person as well, I better follow through on it. So those are all this is my way of taking the decision. I hope you liked this, and if you like it, hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, then consider subscribing. And if you want to be notified, hit the notification button. And thank you so much for listening. I really enjoy talking to you about those things. And so guys, let me know about what you decide on. What are things that you've recently decided, or what are things that you struggle with? Let me know in the comments.